Hershel Walker has been campaigning to give the GOP the edge in his home state. He joins me right now along with his son, Christian Walker, who's on a mission to educate young voters about what's at stake. Gentlemen, it's great to see you both. Thank you so much for joining us. And Hershel, let me kick it off with you because I know nobody loves Georgia more than you, Hershel, but you've said that you are appalled by the fraud that you have seen and that's been exposed. Many Georgians feel the same way. How worried are you that they're not even going to come out and vote on January 5th?
Well, I'm not worried about it now. I think the people know what's at stake. I know I've been trying to get the word out. I think Senator Perdue and Senator Loeffler has been trying to get the word out, and we got to get the word out that right now we can't worry about the fraud. What we have to worry about is putting those two back in office, because the two candidates running against them do not believe in American values. They believe in something totally opposite. With all the fraud going on, I think it's a shame, it's appalling that we don't have leaders in Georgia to stand up for the people of Georgia to say this got to stop, that we can't have this. I think it's terrible.
And we've got these runoff polls here. Let me just tell you that the Republicans have picked up speed and picked up some ground since we had Georgia Senator David Perdue on last week. In the special runoff, you've got Kelly Loeffler at 52%, Raphael Warnock at 45% in this one poll from the Trafalgar Group. And then you've got the Senate runoff with David Perdue at 50.2% versus Jon Ossoff at 47.5%. Christian Walker, do you think people understand what's at stake in terms of the differences in policy that we're talking about?
Raphael Warnock is one of the most radical senators to ever run for this position, so I think it's really important that Americans understand it's our freedom that's on the line. It's our basic rights, the things that we take for granted. I mean, we've seen with the COVID lockdowns the lengths that the Democrats are willing to go to stifle our freedom. So it's super important that Georgians go out and vote for Loeffler and Perdue. I'm supporting them, and I think they are doing a great job in their campaign. I'm excited to see what happens.
And Christian, you've also been talking a lot about the presidential election. I saw your post on Instagram, which I thought was great. You were basically underlining Section 1, Article 2 in the Constitution. Tell us about it.
Well, it's imperative that Americans understand that our electoral college votes aren't certified until January 6th, when Congress meets for a joint session, both the House and the Senate, with the Vice President. A lot of Democrats right now are acting rather boisterous, braggadocious, arrogant that the election is over. It's not over until it's over. January 6th, the Vice President will count the votes. I know a lot of Americans are concerned with the integrity of this election. I am. And so I'd like to finish the process out before anyone is, bragging about it. And yeah.
Yeah, and that's pretty much what you said on Instagram, which was great. It went viral. Hershel, there are a lot of questions about the presidential election, and it's bleeding into Georgia. Will we see the kind of irregularities that many have pointed out in the presidential election? Stacey Abrams says she's got almost 8 million people registered. The mail-in voting is off the charts there. Your reaction to what you heard from Stacey Abrams?
Well, I think people are going to be more vigilant than they were before, and I think Ms. Abrams, who knows what's going on right now in the state of Georgia, who knows what was signed by the governor and the lieutenant governor and all that, but I think it's going to be a lot harder to get things passed through this election as it was with the presidential election. And I do know the presidential election will be straightened out as well, because, everyone's civil rights are violated. I don't care who you are, everyone's civil rights are violated. When you have one illegal vote cast, it violated everyone's civil rights. You know how many people have died to vote, how many people have died to get into the position they're in, and they've used this pandemic to go out and do some bad things in this country. And I do think most of those bad players need to be punished. That's the reason they continue to do the things that they've done, because there have been no consequences for their actions. And I think now the consequences got to start now, and that's when people are going to realize that this country was built on law and order. This country was built on free election, and we need to get back to that. We're not China. We're not Russia. We're a country that believes in each other. We're a country that we can fight among each other because we love each other as a family. But when outside people come into this country to invade this country, that's when it's got to stop.
Yeah.